Welcome to UPLEVEL, Real Health, Real Talk with Dr. Jenna Blasi. I'm Dr. Jenna. I spent years crafting ways to help women thrive, and I want to help you do the same. On this podcast, we dive deep into health at every level, focusing on the mind, the body, and the spirit. This is where real conversations meet transformational wellness. We'll be talking about all the things that truly matter, from nutrition and fitness to lifestyle, mindset, and personal development. Plus, the real deal on managing stress and navigating menopause. So if you're ready to elevate your health journey with authentic, transformative insights, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to UPLEVEL. I'm Dr. Jenna, and today we're going to dive into something a little different. I want to ask you something. And I want you to really sit with it for a second. How many times have you started over with your health, with your eating, with your exercise routine, with your mindset? How many times have you said, okay, this time I'm doing it. This time I have the plan, I have the information, I'm motivated, I'm ready. And you start strong. And then something happens. Life gets busy, you have a hard week, you miss a few days, and slowly, almost without noticing, you drift right back to where you started. And then the story begins, right? I don't have enough discipline. I don't have enough willpower. I'm lazy. Something must be wrong with me. I'm a failure. Why can't I figure this out? Why can't I do this? And here's what I want you to hear today. And I mean really hear this. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. This is not a problem of willpower. It's not your motivation. It's not even your information most of the time. The problem is something that most people have never even heard of. And once you understand it, and I mean truly understand it, everything changes. And it's called your paradigm. And it is running your life right now, whether you know it or not. So let's break down what is a paradigm. A paradigm is not a concept, it's a program. And it's running about 95 to 98% of your daily behavior, and therefore producing like 96 to 98% of your results. So a paradigm is a multitude of habits stored in the subconscious mind. Think of it like an operating system on a computer. It runs everything in the background, quietly, automatically, whether you're paying attention to it or not. Now, your conscious mind, your intellect, the thinking part, the deciding part, the planning part, that is just the surface. The subconscious mind is where your paradigm lives, and the subconscious runs the show. Think of a thermostat. Think about your home thermostat. You set it to 68 degrees, the temperature drops, the heat kicks on. Then it gets too warm, fan kicks on, or it shuts down, or the AC kicks on. Like no matter what happens outside, the thermostat keeps pulling the house back to 68. Your paradigm works exactly the same way. You set a new health goal, you start a new routine, you make progress, and then the thermostat kicks in, or kicks on, whatever it is that thermostats do, and pulls you right back to your set point. We all have a set point, and it's not because you're weak, because that's what thermostats do until you change the setting. If you're familiar with paradigms, still listen to this episode because we can always go deeper. All right. I love the stick figure that Bob used to teach for years, Bob Proctor, that came from that San Antonio doctor way back in the day. And he studied that, which looks at the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and how that affects our results, our emotions, what we put out, what we get back, and absolutely our results. He studied that for, 67 years. So it's formed primarily in early childhood. Before age 7, the subconscious mind is wide open. So we're absorbing all of the beliefs, the habits, and the limitations of our environment without any filter. It's just pouring in. So our parents' relationship with food, with their bodies, with health, with money, with stress, all of it got downloaded. And here's the thing, it wasn't consciously chosen. It was just absorbed, and it has been running on autopilot ever since. So you didn't choose your paradigm. The good news is you can change it. And that is what this month is about. So let's look at how the paradigm shows up in your health. Because your results are always telling you the truth about your current paradigm, not your intentions. Now, if you listen to this podcast and you're more interested in improving your relationships or improving your financial stability or something that's not like body health, you can still apply everything we're going to talk about today because it's all of the same concept. Your paradigm is determining your results. So when we look at how it shows up in your health, there's three main things I'm going to break down. There's the drift back, there's the self-sabotage, and then there's the ceiling that you keep hitting. So start with the drift back. You're making real progress, you feel good, you're seeing results, you're in a groove. And then life happens and you drift back. Not dramatically, just gradually. I hear this from people over and over. Oh, at this point in time, I did this thing. I released a bunch of weight. And then gradually, then this happened or that happened, and gradually it came back on. It's like that GPS, you're 1 degree off, and suddenly instead of being in San Diego, you're in Mexico. We just drift. And when we don't catch it and bring it back, when we don't have conscious awareness of the paradigm and rewriting the paradigm, then we just keep drifting until it's a huge kind of uphill battle again versus you're 1 degree off, you bring it back. 1 degree off, bring it back. That's why, in the people that we work with in our programs, we're always working on mindset to prevent the drift back. The results that people get with us, I want them to be permanent. I want them to have a new identity around their healthier, thriving versions. So what happens with the drift back? It's not usually dramatic. It's gradual. And then you end up right back where you started and you don't understand why or exactly how it happened. That's the thermostat. That's the paradigm pulling you back to the familiar. Even though the familiar is not what we consciously want, remember, conscious mind is not running the show. We can use the conscious mind to change the subconscious, and we'll get into that in future episodes, but it's not running the show. The conscious mind is only producing 2 to 4% of your results. Number 2, self-sabotage, which a lot of you don't even know how to explain. Things are going well, and then suddenly you do something that blows it up. You eat the thing that you didn't want to, you skip the workout that you were committed to. It's not even conscious. It happens almost automatically. This is not a character flaw. This is a subconscious program doing exactly what it was designed to do, keep you in the familiar. Remember, the familiar is safe. It wants to keep you safe, even if safe is feeling like crap and not where you consciously think you want to be. Number 3, you keep hitting a ceiling. All right, you get to a certain point and you stall every time. Again, this could be your income, this could be your health, this could be progress in relationships, but in the context of health, same weight, same energy level, same patterns. You try a different protocol, you try a different approach, you still hit the same ceiling because the ceiling isn't physical, it's a paradigm. And that's why, again, everybody that I work with, we're getting to those unconscious, subconscious patterns. Otherwise, the changes will only last for so long and you'll hit that same ceiling and then drift back or whatever it is. So Bob Proctor used to say your results tell the absolute truth about your current paradigm, not about your effort, not about your intentions, your paradigm. And so if you want different results, you have to change the program that's creating them. And I highly recommend, it's on Audible. There's an interview. It's like a book study interview with Bob Proctor called Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. I really like that one. Okay. This is also why information alone is never enough. And I've said this before, we can gather all the information, but information never leads to transformation. So we live in the most information-rich time of human history, right? Your phone has so much health information. We've got chats giving all this information, more than any library probably that's ever existed. And yet, what's happening with our health? We're getting sicker. We have a bigger problem with obesity. Chronic disease is rising. Women are more confused, more exhausted, more frustrated with their health than ever. Why? Because information lives in your conscious mind, and the conscious mind is not running the show. We can learn to use information properly, but we've got to get underneath. Think of an iceberg. All right. The conscious mind, so when I talk about doing root cause medicine, I'm not even just talking about, I believe a lot of stuff starts in your gut and, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, let's go back to the programming behind everything as well, because the conscious mind is the tip of the iceberg. That is the part that you can see. but the subconscious is 90% underneath the surface. So you can pile all the information that you want on top of that iceberg, but if the 90% underneath hasn't changed, the results won't change either. And this is why you can know exactly what to eat, the perfect plan, be completely motivated on Monday, and by Thursday or Friday, be right back to the old patterns. It's not weakness, it's physics. It's the subconscious mind always wins over the conscious mind until you change it, until you bring awareness and you consciously change the subconscious. And this is why so many diets, protocols, programs produce short-term results and they lead to long-term frustration. This is also why I don't let all of the social media quick fix crap draw you in, because they're kind of feeding off of that initial motivation and the paradigm's not coming in and bringing those up, the thermostat isn't there right away, right? It takes some time for it to realize, oh, wait a minute, this isn't our norm. And so they can kind of capitalize on that. Oh, do this for a week and you'll get all these results. They don't last. When have you ever done a 7-day protocol or even a 30-day protocol for that matter and it lasted? It led to something transformative. Unless you keep going, unless you use that as a foundation to build upon. And this isn't just health. This is mindset. This is all of this work. So those types of things, diets, protocols, a lot of the programs that are out there are working on the conscious level, information, rules, and restrictions, which, by the way, most of us, like I said, don't need more information. We're a bit on information overload. But I do recognize that many of you want clearer information because there is confusion. Rules, how many of us like rules? And restrictions. All right, too much restriction, pendulum's going to swing the other way. So they're not even touching the paradigm. They're not even touching the paradigm, and that is why the long-term results aren't really going to be found in those methods. Okay, so here's what I want to leave you with today. I think this is a shorter episode. I was just trying to pull up where we're at. But anyway, here's what I want to leave you with today. And I know this might feel like a lot to sit with. You've spent years thinking the problem was you, your discipline, your willpower, your follow through. And what I'm telling you is that was never the problem. The problem was a program that you didn't even know was running. I had a call with a woman years ago, and she said, I'm just not good at commitment. I can't commit to anything. And we were talking about her health, right? We were looking at if what we do might be a fit for her. And I said, how long have you been married? Because her husband was on the call. And she said, 50 years, something like that, 40 or 50 years. I said, so you don't have a problem with commitment. You have a problem with commitment to yourself, right? So commitment wasn't the issue. It was commitment to herself. So what's underneath that? All of the paradigm about health and self-worth and identity around health and all of those pieces. So once we got to that, as well as helped her with a strategy for her health, life-changing results that lasted and changed her program. So that, whatever you think is the problem, and you're berating your character and you're holding shame and you're holding guilt, I want you to just let all that go. All right. The program has been running without you even knowing. But this is the great part about this. Because it's a program, it can be changed. This is really good news, right? Because it's a program, it can be changed. A program is not your destiny. And I love quoting Mary Morrissey, although I might not have it exactly. Your future is not determined by your past unless you let it, unless you give it permission. So the paradigm got you where you are. Your current results reflect your current beliefs, your current thoughts that have been programmed and repeated and repeated. It's like a groove in a record. It's just playing the same story, the same program over and over again. But once you have the awareness, and you can take that needle that's stuck in that groove, I'm going way back with my analogies here, and pull it up off the record, although I think records are coming back into style a little bit, you can change it. You can change those grooves. A program is not your destiny unless you let it. And it's not who you are. It's not your story. It's not even your truth. You've just taken it, that voice that runs in our head, and it's not truth. It's not even our own story. So it's just a set of habits. It's a set of habits that got installed a long time ago. And just like any program, it can be updated. Don't we all want to update our programming? I sure do. Continually. So that's what this month is about. Next week, we're going to go deeper. Kind of kept it a little more intro today, and we're going to go deeper next week with how the subconscious actually works, what it responds to, and what starts to shift when you understand it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, everything will start to shift. You start to take control of your life and therefore your results, the health you want to have, the relationships you want to have, the income, the career, whatever you want in your life. Once you understand how to put in the program that's upgraded with that vision of what you want. And if you're not sure what you want, by the way, go back and listen to my vision episodes, which I think was end of 2024. I tend to do some aspect of that at the end of each year. So you could check end of 2025 and see what I was speaking to. But for sure, end of 2024, I did creating a vision, creating your life, and a little bit of that again this year, end of 25, going into the beginning of 26. But that can come later. You don't have to do that now. Here's what I want you to do this week. Okay. Get a journal or even just your notes app, and write down one area of your health or your life. Cause I like to go big too. I know, this isn't just about health. This is all the things. Write down one area of your health where you keep hitting the same wall, the same pattern, the same result, no matter what you try. And then ask yourself, when did this pattern start? Where did I first learn this about myself or about my body? And don't judge what comes up, all right? This is not about judgment, shame, blame. Get rid of all that. Low vibration, not where we want to go. Just get curious, because awareness is always the first step. So right now we're looking at what is my operating system, all right? You're going to write down one area of your health or your life where you keep hitting the same wall, the same pattern, the same result, no matter what you try. Ask yourself, when did this pattern start? Where did I first learn this about myself, my body? What is the story? Become aware of what is the story running. What are the thoughts running that maybe you don't want them to be yours anymore? I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I'll never feel comfortable in my body. What are the story messages that you're telling yourself? And don't judge it, just get curious, because awareness is always the first step, as I said. We can't change what we can't see. All right. Now, I'm going to contradict that a little bit later, because sometimes we can just plant some new stuff. You don't have to get to every single thing, but I want you to start to see it. And then if you want to go a little bit deeper before we dive in next week, if you want to go a little bit deeper, then I would suggest you start thinking about, what do I want? How do I want to feel? How do I want to live? If I could just blow the roof off this ceiling, what would I have for myself? What would my health look like? What would my energy look like? How would I feel in my body? What life would I be living? Who would I be surrounded with? If you want to, again, I'm giving you those first steps. You can just bring awareness. But if you want to go a little deeper, to really think about what you are looking to achieve, how you want to feel, then you can do that on your own with what I've given you today, or you can go back and listen to some of the goal and the vision podcasts that I've done and start to get excited about what is possible for yourself. So thank you so much for joining me. Grateful as always to have you listening. It really means so much to me. I love when I run into people or meet people and they tell me they've been listening to my podcast, or that it's been inspiring or helped them feel seen or heard. I love that. So please share your feedback. Let us know on social media. You can email us at hello@uplevelholistichealth.com and let us know. And always, you can let us know if there's future topics that you want to know about. But this month, we're going to go deep into basically the hidden force behind everything, the hidden force behind your results. So thanks again. See you next time. Thank you for joining me on this episode of UpLevel, Real Health, Real Talk. I hope today's conversation inspired you to take the next step in your health journey, one that nourishes not just your body, but your mind and spirit as well. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you found value in today's episode, please leave a review. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep thriving. And remember, true wellness is a journey, and you are on the right path.